Richmond, 1855. A crowd gathers. Whispers ripple through the square. Today, something unprecedented is about to unfold. Sunlight glints off polished shoes. Men in top hats jostle for position. Women clutch their parasols, eyes wide. Children peek from behind barrels. The air smells of dust, sweat, and fear. Chains rattle, horses snort, a drum beats somewhere in the distance. A hush falls over the crowd. On the auction block stands a young man, not ordinary, not like the others. His skin is smooth, unblemished, eyes dark, deep, unnervingly calm, hair like spun silk, muscles lean, perfectly shaped. Every inch of him seems otherworldly. The auctioneer clears his throat. "Ladies and gentlemen," he begins. The voice carries over the crowd, booming. "Today we have a man unlike any you have ever seen." Gasps ripple through the spectators. Bidding papers shake in nervous hands. Rumors fly. Some say he is the son of a wealthy planter. Others whisper of a mysterious lineage. No one knows for sure. The young man stands silent. He says nothing, yet his presence speaks volumes. Confidence, pride, a spark in his eyes. It unnerves even the richest buyers. The first bid is called, a low offer, cautious, then another, and another. The numbers climb, faster, higher. Men jostle, growling. They want him, not just for labor, for something else. A woman in the crowd gasps. Some whisper he is cursed. Others murmur he is blessed. No one can decide, but all are drawn to him. As the hammer rises, time seems to slow. All eyes on him. The crowd holds its breath. Who is this young man? Why does he command such fascination? And what secret hides behind those dark, unflinching eyes? The auction is only just beginning, and already the streets of Richmond will never forget him. If you're intrigued by this incredible story, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for the next. You won't want to miss what happens next. Before Richmond, before the auction, who was this young man? His past was as hidden as the dark corners of the city itself. He came from nowhere, or so they said. Whispers in the taverns called him the Boy of Shadows. No family, no home, no record. Some claimed he was born on a distant plantation. Others swore he appeared out of the mist, fully formed like a legend. Merchants and travelers told conflicting tales. A wealthy merchant claimed he saw the boy working in Charleston. A drifter swore he'd witnessed the boy walking alone through swamps at midnight, untouched by danger. Every rumor added to his allure. Every tale deepened the mystery. And Richmond was hungry for answers. Neighbors of the auction block whispered stories among themselves. "He's too perfect. It's unnatural. His eyes see things others cannot. Mark my words, he's not like the rest of us." Yet no one could deny it. The young man carried himself with an air of quiet strength. Not arrogance, not fear, just control. He spoke rarely, only when spoken to, and when he did, the words cut sharp. Wisdom beyond his years, observant, calculating, as if he measured every soul in the room before deciding their value. Some said he was destined for greatness. Others warned he was a threat, and all wondered, what secret did he hold? As he walked the streets of Richmond before the auction, eyes followed. He passed by taverns, workshops, and stables. The crowd parted without invitation. Even the dogs seemed to sense he was not ordinary. The city's elite began to circle, curious. They wanted him, not for labor alone, for fascination, for beauty, for power. And in quiet corners, people made bets. What will become of him? Who will claim him? Is he a gift or a curse? But the young man said nothing. He did not flinch at stares. He did not react to whispers. He simply existed. And his presence alone made hearts race and palms sweat. Behind that calm exterior, a fire burned, a determination to survive, to endure, to uncover the truth about himself before someone else decided it for him. The auction was only the beginning. Richmond had yet to see the storm that followed this boy of shadows. If you're captivated by his mysterious past, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. The secrets of Richmond's most beautiful male slave are just beginning to unfold. The day had come. The streets of Richmond buzzed with anticipation. The most beautiful male slave ever seen was about to be claimed, and the city would watch with bated breath. The square is packed. Men, women, and children pressed shoulder to shoulder. Voices hum like a storm about to break. The smell of sweat, horse dung, and tobacco hangs heavy. The auction block gleams in the sunlight, wood polished, chains waiting. All eyes fixed on the young man, his posture calm, his gaze steady, unfazed by the crowd or the whispers. The auctioneer steps forward, hammer in hand, voice sharp. "Ladies and gentlemen, behold the finest specimen ever offered in Richmond." A murmur spreads. Some gasp, others clutch their wallets tighter. Men in fine coats glance at one another. Greed sparkles in their eyes. This is more than a purchase. It is a prize, a statement, a conquest. The first bid is called, a low offer, cautious. He doesn't flinch. The crowd shifts, the numbers climb, faster, higher. A wealthy planter shouts a bid, another answers louder. The sound of money clashing with desire fills the square. Whispers grow louder. Who is he? Why is he so perfect? Surely no one deserves him. The young man stands silent. Chains glint on his wrists, yet his eyes burn like fire. Each glance a silent challenge, a warning, a question. Who will control whom? Sweat beads on the auctioneer's forehead. The hammer trembles in his hand. Bidders grow desperate, shoving, elbows, words thrown like daggers. This is no ordinary sale. It is a battle for possession. The crowd leans in. Women bite their lips. Men straighten their collars. Every heartbeat pounds like a drum. Every second stretches. Every eye locked on the young man. A sudden hush. The final bid is called. All chatter dies. The hammer rises and the city holds its breath. Who will claim him? Will his beauty be used for labor or exploited? And what secrets lie behind those dark, unflinching eyes that no one dares to meet? The auction is far from over, and Richmond is about to witness a spectacle it will never forget. If you're on the edge of your seat, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. The bidding war is only getting darker, and the secrets of this mysterious young man are about to unravel. As the hammer falls, Richmond's streets whisper. Everyone wonders, who is this boy really, and what secrets does he carry beneath that calm exterior? The crowd disperses, but whispers linger. Every eye still traces him, every lip still murmurs. The auction is over, but the story is just beginning. The young man is led away. Chains clink softly. He walks with measured steps, silent, yet every movement commands attention. Speculation spreads like wildfire. He's too composed. It's unnatural. Did you see the way he looked at the bidders, like he knew their hearts? Some say he is the child of a noble. Others whisper darker tales. Inside the wealthy buyer's mansion, shadows stretch across the walls. The man who won him watches carefully. There's curiosity and hunger, not just for labor, for fascination, for control. The young man studies his surroundings, every corner, every door, every servant. Nothing escapes him. He notices the secrets in the mansion, whispers between walls, hidden rooms, locks on doors that rattle like cages. In Richmond, rumors grow. Some say he speaks languages no one understands. Others claim he knows the city's hidden paths. Even the strongest men, they fear him. But no one knows the truth, and that is his power. He sits quietly at night, listening, watching, learning. The mansion seems to breathe with secrets, and he knows, one day, they will be his weapon. The buyer's family watches him too, eyes curious, fearful, calculating. Some admire his beauty, some fear his intelligence, some both. Outside, the city continues its routine, but every tavern, every alley, every shadowed corner speaks his name. Richmond is obsessed. The boy has become a legend before even living a day in this house. And the young man, he smiles softly to himself. Not arrogance, not defiance, but a quiet knowing. The world thinks they have claimed him, but the truth is far more complicated. Something stirs within him. A memory? A plan? No one can tell. Not yet. The shadows of Richmond are long, and they hold secrets that may destroy or empower him. If you want to uncover the dark secrets that lie ahead, like, comment, and subscribe. The story of Richmond's most beautiful male slave is about to take a chilling turn. He was bought, but Richmond's most beautiful male slave did not belong to anyone, not truly, and the man who claimed him had secrets of his own. The buyer smirks as the young man is led into his mansion. Not a smile of kindness, a smile of control, greed, obsession. The young man notices immediately. The man's eyes linger too long, hands twitch nervously. He wants more than obedience. Servants whisper in the corners, "Watch him closely. Do not let him wander." The mansion fills with unease. Every room the boy enters tells a story. Locks on doors, shutters drawn tight, a hidden garden, rooms stacked with secrets. He studies the man who bought him, the posture, the nervous glances, the faint tremor in his hand when he thinks no one is watching. The city's rumors were right. This was no ordinary buyer. There is something dark in his ambition. Night falls, candles flicker. The boy sits quietly in his small room, chains long removed, but still invisible bars surround him. He listens, footsteps, whispers, the soft creak of a locked door. Outside, Richmond carries on, but inside, tension grows. The young man's beauty and presence spark envy, fear, desire, dangerous combinations. The buyer speaks finally, words smooth, polished, promises of safety, comfort, wealth, but beneath them, threats, control veiled as generosity. The boy says nothing, listens, learns, measures every word, every pause, every glance. He realizes something crucial. He is not powerless, not yet, and the mansion, with all its secrets, might be his ally if he can endure the man's obsession long enough. Outside the windows, Richmond sleeps, but whispers of the auction still echo. Who is he? What is he capable of? The city cannot forget him, and the young man, he plans, Not escape, not yet. He waits, observes. Each shadow, each footstep, each locked door is a lesson. For the buyer, he is a prize, but for the young man, he is a pawn in a much larger game, and the game is only beginning. If you're ready to uncover what the buyer truly wants and what the young man will do, like, comment, and subscribe. Richmond's darkest secrets are about to unravel. The doors were locked, the windows shuttered, but even in the gilded cage of the mansion, Richmond's most beautiful male slave would not be broken. Days pass. The young man moves quietly through the halls, every step calculated, every glance sharp. He learns the mansion like a map. Servants avoid his eyes. Some fear him, others admire him silently. No one dares to speak too loudly. The buyer watches him constantly, but the boy does not flinch. He smiles when no one is looking, a quiet, knowing smile. He observes the household, the hidden passageways, the locked doors, the whispered secrets behind curtains. Meals are silent, eyes on him, every movement scrutinized, but he eats slowly, methodically, as if tasting the walls themselves, memorizing their patterns. At night, he lies awake. The mansion creaks with secrets. He listens to conversations through thin walls, footsteps, laughter, arguments, every sound a clue, every whisper a piece of a puzzle. The buyer grows impatient. Obey, serve, show gratitude, he commands. But the young man nods politely while his mind races. He learns quickly the servants' routines, the hidden keys, the family's weaknesses, the fears they hide behind silks and jewels. Rumors still swirl in Richmond. Some say he charms the birds. Others claim he speaks in riddles that hint at powers unseen. The boy hears it all, and he uses it. His beauty is a weapon, not just for admiration, for survival. Every glance disarms, every smile distracts, every silent pause unsettles. Even the buyer notices. He begins to fear the calm intelligence in the young man's eyes. Not openly, never openly, but the shadow of worry lingers. One night, the boy discovers a secret, a locked chest, hidden in the darkest corner of the mansion. He runs his fingers along the latch, feels the weight of history. A plan begins to form in his mind. He will endure, he will wait, and when the time comes, Richmond itself will witness the storm he has quietly prepared. Chains may have bound his wrists, but they cannot bind his mind. And in the darkness of the mansion, the young man begins to awaken. If you want to see how he turns the mansion into his battlefield, like, comment, and subscribe. The secrets Richmond hides will shock you. In the quiet of the mansion, shadows move differently. Every secret whispers, and Richmond's most beautiful male slave is learning to listen. The young man moves like a shadow, silent footsteps across polished floors, eyes scanning, every corner memorized, every servant's glance noted. The buyer's gaze lingers too long, a mix of fascination and fear. He thinks he controls the boy, but control is an illusion. At night, whispers fill the halls. Servants talk quietly about the boy's strange ways. Did you hear him in the garden last night? Some say he speaks to the walls themselves. Laughter and fear mingle. The young man smiles softly to himself. He knows their fear is his ally. He does not need brute force, not yet. In the hidden corners he discovers more. A journal, old letters, keys to rooms no one enters. Each discovery builds a story he can use. The buyer grows restless. Commands and threats follow. You will obey. You will serve. You will stay in your place. The boy nods, but inside, a plan takes shape, quiet, patient, ruthless in its subtlety. One evening he tests the boundaries. A servant drops a tray. The young man steps forward, not to punish, but to calm, to show he can dominate without force. The room freezes, all eyes on him. The mansion seems smaller now, each corner a stage, every whisper a tool. The young man realizes power is not given, it is taken. Outside, Richmond murmurs, rumors grow darker. Stories of the boy's beauty are now eclipsed by tales of his intelligence, his strange influence. No one dares approach him carelessly. And the buyer? He begins to sense it, a chill he cannot name. The boy is not just a slave, not just a prize. He is something else entirely, a storm waiting to break. The young man lies awake that night, chains gone, but freedom still distant. He dreams of escape, of justice, of revenge. Each thought sharpens his resolve, and somewhere deep in the mansion he smiles, not a smile of arrogance, a smile of inevitability. Richmond may have claimed his body, but it will never claim his spirit. If you're ready to see how he turns fear into power and secrets into action, like, comment, and subscribe. The next will reveal the first sparks of his revolt. Even the strongest chains cannot bind a mind determined to break free. Richmond's most beautiful male slave is about to ignite a storm no one sees coming. The mansion is quiet, too quiet, but he feels it, the tension in the air, the fear in the walls. The young man moves through the halls, silent as a shadow, every footstep measured, every ear listening. The buyer lounges in his study, eyes on him, smirk playing on his lips, thinking he has the upper hand, believing the boy is trapped. But tonight, the boy tests his limits. A servant forgets a key on the table. He slips it into his pocket. A small victory, but a first step toward freedom. Whispers grow louder. From corners of the mansion, servants watch, eyes wide, some in fear, some in awe. The boy is no ordinary slave. He commands attention without moving a muscle. The buyer paces. Commands are sharper now. Stay in your place. Obey. But the young man simply bows, a polite, calm gesture, yet inside, defiance simmers like fire. In the garden, under moonlight, he explores further, hidden paths, walls with cracks, places where the mansion itself hides secrets. He maps them all. Every shadow is a friend, every locked door a puzzle. The city of Richmond whispers outside, rumors grow darker. The boy is no longer just beautiful, he is clever, dangerous, unseen power in every glance. That night, a confrontation. The buyer enters unexpectedly, voice cold, hands twitching. "Do not try anything," he warns. The boy smiles, a smile calm, almost serene, not defiance, not fear, control. The buyer recoils subtly. He senses it. The boy is no ordinary prize, and the mansion, the boy is turning it against him. In the silence that follows, the boy whispers to himself, not aloud, not yet, a vow, a plan. Richmond may have taken his freedom, but it cannot take his mind. Chains may have been broken, but a new kind of captivity has begun. The battle will not be with fists or whips, it will be with wits, with patience, with shadows and secrets, and soon the storm will rise. If you want to see the first true act of rebellion and the shocking secrets he uncovers, like, comment, and subscribe. Richmond's darkest story is just getting darker. The walls of the mansion tremble, secrets collide. Richmond's most beautiful male slave is about to confront the man who thought he could control him, and the truth will shock everyone. Night falls heavy over the mansion. Candles flicker in the halls. Shadows stretch and twist. The young man moves like smoke, silent, calculating. The buyer paces in his study. Commands echo through the halls. Where are you? You will obey!" Fear now edges his voice. Not fear of the boy's strength, fear of his mind. The young man enters the room, steps measured, eyes calm, no chains, no hesitation, only quiet power. "You think you own me," he says softly. Not a shout, not a challenge, a simple truth, and it cuts deeper than any whip. The buyer's jaw tightens. "You will obey," he snaps. But the boy only tilts his head. A small smile forms, calculated, unyielding. In that moment, the boy reveals his secret. A document, hidden letters, proof of lineage or knowledge that the buyer never imagined. Something that changes everything. A weapon of truth in the hands of someone underestimated. The buyer recoils. Shock ripples through his body. Pride shatters, greed falters. Richmond's most beautiful slave is no longer a possession. He is a force. The mansion itself seems to respond. Doors slammed, curtains flutter, shadows dance like they are alive. Even the servants sense the shift, a silent acknowledgement. Something has changed. The young man steps closer, calm, controlled, every word deliberate. "You may have bought my body, but never my mind, and soon Richmond will learn the truth about me." The buyer collapses into a chair, defeated in ways he never imagined, not by violence, not by force, but by cunning, by intelligence, by the quiet, unstoppable power of the boy he underestimated. Outside, Richmond sleeps, but the city's whispers grow louder. The boy's legend is no longer just beauty. It is fear. It is mystery. It is power. The young man steps back into the shadows. Chains may have once bound him, but now the storm has begun, and Richmond will never be the same. If you're on the edge of your seat for the final, where his story reaches its haunting conclusion, like, comment, and subscribe. The legacy of Richmond's most beautiful male slave is about to be revealed. Richmond will never forget him. The boy who was bought but never tamed. The most beautiful male slave became a legend, and his story echoes through history. The mansion is quiet now. Shadows linger longer than usual. Candles burn low, their flames trembling. The young man stands at a window, looking out over Richmond, a city that watched him, desired him, feared him, yet none truly knew him. The buyer is gone, or perhaps broken. Power shifted quietly, invisibly, but permanently. Chains removed, dominance shattered. The boy walks free, in ways the world cannot see. Whispers continue outside, rumors of his beauty, of his mind, of his secret abilities. No one knows his true origins. Some say he vanished into the forests beyond Richmond. Others swear he returned to claim justice where it was denied. Every alley, every tavern, every corner holds a fragment of his legend. Children tell stories, servants remember his calm defiance, the wealthy recall the unease he inspired. The city, forever changed, cannot forget him. He was more than beauty, more than a prize. He was intelligence and courage wrapped in a body that mesmerized. Every glance commanded respect. Every silent act reshaped power. Some say he returned to uncover lost truths. Some say he helped others escape the chains that once bound him. All agree he left an imprint no one could erase. In Richmond, shadows seem to stretch a little longer. Whispers carry further, and every time someone recalls the auction, they remember the boy who could not be owned. He became a symbol of defiance, of resilience, of mystery. Even now, over a century later, his story survives. Beauty alone did not define him. Strength alone did not define him. It was the combination, mind, body, spirit, that made him unforgettable. Richmond may have tried to contain him. History may have tried to forget him. But legends cannot be contained. And somewhere in the shadows of the past, the boy, No, the man still waits, a reminder that true freedom is not bought and true power is never given. If this story captivated you, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and share this legend with others. Richmond's most beautiful male slave may be gone, but his mystery lives on.